Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and today we're starting a playthrough of FreeCell Quest, I assume, unless I just beat the entire game real quickly here. There's about 3 questions we have to ask about FreeCell Quest. First of all, the first question is, right now, currently, do you still get FreeCell for free with Windows 10? I vaguely recall that you don't, or you get some very dumbed down version of FreeCell, and all the other games that were in Windows 10 also had dumbed down versions or were just removed completely. We can see the settings here are nothing, although the audio is rather loud. I had to turn it down quite a bit just to get it to where it is now. Even it's at 20% inside the app, and probably about 50% inside. So that first question is that. The second question is, does FreeCell Quest add anything new to the concept of playing FreeCell, which is a very popular variant of Solitaire. Solitaire being any card game you play by yourself in general. FreeCell often also known as for free. And then the third question is this better than playing some FreeCell game or Solitaire game on your cell phone, where you would have mobility and unlimited access to play it? That's a good question to ask too, because if it isn't, then it probably isn't worth the money. Paying for a FreeCell game in general is a hard sell, and I've been trying to find a FreeCell game on Steam in particular, and it really hasn't worked super well. So this has this evaluate button, which makes me feel like there might be some kind of demo mode. Okay, no, this is apparently a port from a mobile game or something. That's a weird way to phrase that, to say evaluate. So here we go. You've got some basic elements here, then you've got some not so basic elements, like FreeCell legal moves such and such. But then FreeCell Quest, you also have spells and items, enemy attacks, and gaining power. So let's hop in and see how this plays. And we're just gonna select a character, create a character. Alright. So this is definitely different. You don't usually start with RPG elements in FreeCell. Alright. So, in my experience is always the best thing. So, reduced experience plus defense seems crazy. Skeleton for 73% gold seems crazy. Extra mana, extra defense, slower enemy attacks, double healing, plus health. I think all of those get trumped quite a bit by experience. So that's what we'll go with. We'll play as the ninja. Alright, so I have to say this a lot these days, but I'm playing this game on a monitor 10 feet away, and my eyesight seems to be getting worse day by the day. So this text in its kind of purplish hue, kind of small, and slightly italicized print is a little hard to read. So let's see. This is your FreeCell. It's an extra spot that can hold any one card. You can unlock up to 6 FreeCells by collecting full sets of 52 reward cards. Interesting. Normally FreeCell is just for free. 4 slots for free, but it seems like we're gonna skill up to level 6. We have health and mana, which if you're going to have health and mana, that is the implication that you know from the beginning you're not going to win every single game. That's true for FreeCell in general. You're not going to win depending on how the randomization goes. There are just some unwinnable games. There are mathematical algorithms to adjust for that, certainly, but you do have to your mileage may vary on different games. Oh, I just took a hit. Ooh. These are your goal sales. You need to uncover the cards starting with the ace to be able to place them here. Interesting. So here we can see it's hovering and telling us what to do. Double click any card or stack, and the game will try to find a good place for it. Create stacks of alternating color. If the cards starts blinking rapidly, it will fire an attack at you as soon as defeat. So this card might be about to attack me. Yes, it is. Interesting. And to defeat the attack, uncover and expose the blinking card. So this is the next card that's going to attack me. Hit auto or right click to send all possible cards to the goal cells. This is your action bar. Hold spells, scrolls to help you. The first spell is undo, which costs 1 mana to use and will be enabled when usable. Double click any card. Alright, so create stacks of alternating colors in descending order. Yeah, okay. So the first spell is undo, and we kind of know everything else. So we do this, we do this. Let's start playing, because this is going to get crazy fast if I don't start playing. And we've got a free space, so we can start doing that. And the speed in which the cards stack are going to be a bit of a factor. I shouldn't move that because this is just going to be like I have way more slots than I need. It feels like there's 2 extra rows here than normal. That seems off. Yeah, there's something off with the number of cards on the table. Like, we're missing 2 kings. They're just not on the table at all. Interesting. And so that was not a full deck. That was a simplified game. But it does start by giving us 27 of potentially 148 XP and 124 gold. And we've collected the 7 of hearts, the apprentice tunic, and the 3 of clubs. I have no idea what these are going to do. The defense attribute directly reduces incoming damage by its value. Wow, we are really doing something different than FreeCell right now. Let's go ahead and put this on our chest. Like, this is full on our RPG stuff. So cards. Trade 2 extra cards for a missing card. Turn on a full 52 card deck to make a FreeCell. So this is how you get the 52 cards. Spells. And then themes. So when this says buy, I guess maybe you buy this. Like, I'm clicking on it and it doesn't seem like you can buy it. These cosmetic Steam inventory items are fully tradable and markable. Oh, so these are Steam item things. Ooh, well, I don't have the Steam overlay enabled, so I didn't buy them, hopefully. Otherwise, I'll certainly cancel that order. And then apparently there's a collection of levels here that we're gonna do. So what you're gonna run into, certainly, and I think this is the same game, so let's just play this again real fast. You're gonna quickly run into a scenario where this is gonna be the I think a game that you probably wouldn't want to play a lot of. I just need to move this to a FreeCell and I'll win. So doing that again, that gave us 13 and some extra gold, and now we probably are a little bit ahead of the curve, but it didn't give us any items. Yeah, there's a lot of games like this where it's based on a game designed to be utterly replayable, and yet somehow they've made it less likely to be replayed by putting in levels into it in a game that really doesn't need levels. I have so many empty spots, frankly, it doesn't even matter. You can just clear almost everything out, and then if you need more room, you just do that and that. So we just liberated the city Ephirian, and that gave us 34 points and a couple more cards. And these have to get harder, but there also needs to be just an infinite way to play FreeCell, otherwise you're really not going to hit the fans of FreeCell very well. And there's a danger in not knowing your audience. I happen to know someone who quite literally spent their entire career playing FreeCell non-stop at their job that was very high paying and really only required them to be in the office, not really doing anything. So they became quite the expert at FreeCell because of that. And yeah, none of their employers cared one bit that that was a significant amount of their daily time. That's not an experience I've had in any of the jobs I've worked in, but it's certainly something I've heard about where significant amounts of time are spent at some people's jobs just sitting around doing nothing, browsing the internet. That would be something very odd to me. Something I would definitely feel like I would have to get used to. Well, so this is a level that feels like it's close to unwinnable. So you're gonna really take this and get some of this off the field. Let's see. So we can do that. And then do that. Alright, and that should start saving the day as far as other solutions. I once programmed a macro, which is just like a dumb program to play solitaire, and I tried to get it to work on FreeCell, and I don't think I made enough progress in the FreeCell. This would have been FreeCell for Windows 3.1, and a program that I think came with Windows called Macro Maker. So it could play most games. It had a good, I would say, at least 75% win ratio on solitaire just by taking one card, putting it to the, seeing if it will work on the left, then if it doesn't work, taking the leftmost card, seeing if it works on the right, then moving and moving and moving, and just keep on doing that in infinite loops, moving things back and forth. That works because these cards move themselves to the right place when you've got a solution, but it doesn't always work. Alright, so there I defeated that attack. It didn't always work because it would get into infinite loops, and with the infinite loops then it would just end up moving the card back and forth. That other 25% of the time it would just move cards back and forth, which is kind of the typical loose scenario for Solitaire, or Klondike Solitaire to be more accurate. But yeah, until this game decides to put some more challenge in front of me, if we're gonna breeze through this. Well done, your experience has made you stronger. You've gained 24 max health and gained 5 max mana. You've restored full health and mana. You'll now learn to spell heal light wounds at a monastery. Interesting. So, this is a level 2 monastery. This is a level 2 city. So, we go this way. It's funny, the character doesn't seem like he walks on the paths that are drawn on the map, so that's a little weird to have a character have the game creator spend the time to design maps and then not have those maps used. Now, it's been a while since I played FreeCell, so I'm wondering, is it always that you can move as many cards as you want, or do you have to have the spaces free? Yeah. I vaguely recall FreeCell you had to have the spaces free, so you couldn't just win by grabbing a long pile of 8 or 10, but that might just be Solitaire. So now we have Scroll of Impulse and Lesser Heal Potion. And so this is a consumable. This is consumable. Pulls a card near toward the top of the stack. Sells for 15 gold. And so each one of these blocks is just that. And I guess if we had some extras, they would stack on top of each other. And I guess if we added all these numbers together, we kind of know what we're gonna do. It's train. So, heal light wounds. This would be to buy with gold. And so, we already see that the buy button has been abused here. Because the buy button is both internal non-money, non-regular people's real-world money and real-world money. So this is level 2 city. This is level 2 city. This would be a level 2 village. This is a level 3 capital. So it kind of feels like you just need to go around the entire area and free the city. I really am having a hard time even imagining how this would throw bones. See, I can't drag that there because I don't have enough spots. That's what I thought. So, yeah, I was fairly certain there was a trick to this. That you can only move like 1 or 2 things. And we can move that. We can put that there. Now that should be able to move. No, it still can't. Interesting. But that can. Of course, that can move there too, so there's no reason for that. Now that should be able to move because there's enough spots. The animations are lacking here compared to the last time I looked at Windows FreeCell, at least. It's just not showing everything that it could and showing how the game would actually be achieving the things it's showing. And it's not like Windows FreeCell improved a lot after its initial release. It's pretty much the same game, I think, now than it was then, with just a slight maybe improvement here or there, but I bet not too much even in that case. There's something to be said about getting it done right in the first place. Now that had some blue lines around it. I wonder what that means. Are people going to fight for these territories? Are we going to come back and have to earn everything? Alright, now this might be a terrible lose scenario for me. Let's go ahead and undo that. This, and then this, until I can get this 2 here. I can't do anything. So it's better to do this. And do this. Now I can put that there. And then I believe that's all that needs to happen. And see, these are barely taking less than a minute and a half to solve these. So it's got to level up. It's got to give me more challenge. Otherwise, sail to this area for 4 gold. Sure. You sail directly over land. Like, you can see their programming is not great. Otherwise they would have scripted a transition where you actually sailed around the area on the water. Let's see. And that won't work. So we'll just take all of those and hope that that's good enough. That's there. Apparently king stacks won't attack. I need something free. So let's do this instead. And then do that. And actually undo that. And do that. And do that. And then do that. And then do that. And that should be everything. You do get the little animation at the end that shows how it's done and then kind of does it backwards, but that's not great. It's just say the least. We didn't get any new items, so, and you can zoom in and out with the mouse so we could kind of see what the entire map looks like. That's nice. I wasn't really intending to do that. I just bumped the mouse wheel. So now it's 3 GP to go back that way. And then probably not worth it to sail to these other locations. We have a level 3 village, 2 suits, or level 3 capital. So let's go to the capital. It doesn't feel like it's really giving you an added challenge or anything. Like, if this is supposed to be the big capital challenge, it's kind of nothing right now. Maybe there's something that will happen eventually. But apparently you can stop attacks also by having a card go to the top. So if we're gonna unlock 6 of these at some point, that means we'll be playing 6 deck FreeCell, which is more complicated than what we've got right now, clearly. And the 1 star piece here is, I guess, a free spot. I kind of forgotten about that. So we're now level 5. We can now learn some more spells, and one assumes that we're not. We can buy these. We can't afford any of them. All right. And this, I assume, goes on the hands. Plus 25 XP. Oh, it's an accessory. It's not a hand thing. Okay. So there's a minor fort. This level 5 minor fort. This is level 3. And this is level 2. So, yeah. I feel like this is a game where you'd have to get your abilities, and then it would start to make you play it a second time. Otherwise, by the time I've unlocked everything, I'll be done with it. I covered a game called Regency Solitaire a while back, and it was a fine game, but it did also kind of run into this weird position where it wasn't really giving you a pure solitaire game, and instead was giving you an RPG experience like this. And the solitaire game it was giving you was not Klondike Solitaire. It was really closer to Pyramid Solitaire would be my best guess, as far as what you would describe it as. Level 3 village level. So, wondering if this is just a whole island that is the first area, and then you clear one island and you go to the next, or if it's just most of the island. So the thing to test is this. Yes, that is a free spot. So if you have a free spot here and a free spot here, you have enough room to move 2 cards, and that's it. Move that. So it's kind of simple. You just gotta find the lowest card that's not in order. Now, in all fairness, if you didn't have a clue whatsoever how to play FreeCell, you probably would have to go online if you hadn't read the instructions. I guess the question to ask here would be, if I hit pause here, it just pauses the menu. If I hit quit, I assume I quit out of the level. If I hit auto, it will just do nothing because it can't do anything right now. So it might also be that the game is doing you a favor and letting you look at these builds before your first move, before it starts attacking. But I don't think that's true, because it was attacking previously, and when I was just sitting there at the first talking. Alright. And that should be it. $209 XP, Scroll of Fizzle. That was 209 out of 250. So I wonder, this is level 10 point of interest, this is level 4, level 4, level 3, this is level 5. Apparently I don't have to pay that time to use a boat. So why did I have to pay the first time? Yeah, I'm trying to figure out, and it's going to take a while. You know what? This is probably not the maximum amount of XP you get. It's probably an indicator of how much XP you need to level up. That would make a lot more sense. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just not sure yet about this RPG elements, whether they add anything or whether they don't. Regency Solitaire, they almost certainly did add something. They came out with a new game, the same developer that made Regency Solitaire, called Shadowhand, and that game in particular looks to have gone even more RPG in its design, and because of that, that helped it become I think a more interesting game instead of just yet another solitaire game. There's a middleware, for lack of a better term. There's software out there that makes solitaire games pretty cheaply and easily, and they hardly are the worst example of games that flood the Steam marketplace, but they certainly have in the past been very prevalent. You'll see, at least on a monthly basis, some new solitaire game coming out using that same engine, that same programming language to make a low effort, cheap game. So the question, I guess, is how do we know if we've beaten something? I guess it turns white, so I don't have to really worry about that. So the question, I guess, will come down to, do I want to play an hour-long episode or a 30-minute long episode, since it's been 30 minutes? I think, since we're starting off so simplistically, and since I've just burned through a significant amount of levels, I think it would be a mistake to go hour long here. But yeah, this really has thrown me through a loop. I was expecting to play a game that was just a FreeCell game. Like, if it just looked like this and had the quest visual theme to it, that's kind of all I was expecting from this. And to see that it actually has taken RPG elements, and so that takes us to another region. So it's a large island, we can see, with lots of regions, and different nations. And then there's a indication here that we're freeing all of these things. The nation borders are the dotted line, so how close did we get to the nation borders? Here it is. Somebody drew this map and spent a lot of time on this. It's nice, but without some camera control zooming in and making me look at it, I imagine a lot of players would not see that. So this would definitely be a wrong way to go. And then see the Sea of Lost Souls and the Abyss of Darknell. And then, is there anything down here that really matters? Wonder what the dots here mean. Like somebody spent some time making crests and things. Well, we are in a weird position. And I assume I made the right choice. Like, unless I'm gonna end up having to sell a bunch of things to unlock spells, because there's a decent amount of spells. And then themes, I guess we'll stick with the themes in general. 16 of 32 missions. So I guess when we start getting to some of these areas that particularly have like only 8, I bet these are really, really difficult battles. That's all I could really figure from it. And if we go back to the menu, you're just here listening to different music. So with FreeCell Quest Deluxe Edition here, which is odd that there's microtransactions inside, or maybe you don't call them microtransactions, maybe you just call them in-app purchases in this case. But inside of Deluxe Edition you don't get those. That's weird. I really don't see a reason why this wouldn't play on a cell phone, but a modern cell phone at least. But then I have to also I am so befuddled here. This is a weird way to start playing FreeCell. I thought this was going to be a simple, relaxed series in which we just play a bunch of FreeCell games, and it maybe gives me a short linear list of challenges and games to play. But that's not the case at all. So now the next question to ask as we continue to evaluate it would be, is this game replayable after you've done all of the RPG stuff, or do you just create a new character and play as a different character? Is there possibly some achievement around it for beating the game with each of the different characters? I don't imagine it would be particularly difficult to beat the game with any of the characters right now. Maybe we start running into some really, really difficult levels later, or maybe once we free an area, all the areas reset and become even more challenging. Anyways, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend to follow me on any social media sites, there's a bunch of links down below. Check out my playlist tab. I have a playlist for every game I've ever covered. And if you want a friend to follow me on any other social media sites, there's a bunch of links down below. I may have already said that. But if you want to support me even further, there's a link down below also to Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam and gift me a game off my wish list. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.